Hello friends, it's an honor to welcome you back to Rick's Garage. Once again, what you see before you is my Chrysler 200. If you're familiar with my channel, you know this is my personal vehicle. The problem we have here today is we're getting a clicking noise, a very annoying clicking noise every now and then from under the dashboard on the passenger side. This noise is coming from one of the blend door actuators. I'm not sure which one. We will figure that out as the video progresses. Now, there are a number of videos on how to replace these blend door actuators, and as you know, I don't like to duplicate videos that are well done on YouTube. However, the ones that I saw, the camera work was absolutely terrible. It's a difficult place to film. It's very cramped. My purpose in doing this video is to see if I can do a little better job with the camera work. Okay, the first thing we're going to try to do is remove this glove box. So we're going to open it up, and we're going to try to squeeze these two things in and flip it down a little bit more. To the right, inside the glove box, you see a little button right here. You've got to push this button down into this hole, and that will release a cable that prevents the glove box from lowering. I couldn't move it with my fingers, so I'm going to take a little screwdriver and pry against it, see if I can get it to push down. There it is. Okay, once you've released that little cable, you can see the glove box flips the rest of the way down. Then you can just pull straight down on it, and it comes right out. Okay, friends, there are two blend door actuators that I can see. One is right in front of you. This is to the right of the blower. The other one you can see is right here to the left of the blower. There's supposedly a third one, but I don't see it. So hopefully it's one of these two that we have access to that is defective. Okay, friends, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the key on, and I'm going to turn on the heater. And I'm going to try to induce the clicking noise. And I'm going to put my hand on these two actuators and see if I can see which one is causing the noise. So here goes. The key is on. I'll wait till that stops dinging. Okay, and I'm going to turn the heater on. Okay, and I was able to determine which one is making the noise. It's the one to the right of the blower motor. So that was quick and easy. I could feel it clicking. Okay, friends, there's a little felt panel here. It might give us easier access to the actuator we're trying to replace if we pull this panel down. There's a little plastic rivet right here we're going to try to pop out. There we go. Actually, we broke the rivet. We'll get it out with a pair of pliers afterwards. So now we can pull this panel right down and get it out of the way. Good. All right. Okay, friends. Next, I'm going to attempt to remove this panel. Now, this will not give us direct access to the screws we need to remove. However, it'll give us a peephole so we can see what we're doing. Oh man, that's a poor choice of words. Please, by all means, no peephole comments, guys. As old as I am, peepholes was way before my time. So let's see how we do with this. There we go. All right. We can see if we can get this completely out of there. There we go. All right. So that'll be a big help to us. We've got all these little holes we can look through, and that'll help us to see what we're doing. All right. Now that this panel is removed, it gives us these nice little peepholes at what we're going to be doing. And like I said before, please no peephole jokes on my comment section. So I've got a little pad on the floor. And what I plan to do is kneel on this pad, look through these little holes, and then stick my arm, my left arm, up under here and that'll allow me to see what I'm doing. So that's how I'm going to approach unscrewing the actuator. Okay friends, what you see here are some tools that you might be able to do this job with. You could take a ratchet and put a number 2 Phillips bit on a 1/4-inch socket. Try to use a stubby screwdriver if you can reach up far enough. I'm not sure you can. And here's a little ratchet driver that might work. You can put a Phillips head bit in it and try to use this to loosen it. What I'm going to do is use this angle impact driver. It's an old one. I don't use it very often, but for this particular job I think it might come in handy to pull that right out. So that's what I'm going to use. If you have access to one of these, that's what I would recommend. If not, then try to do it with one of these type tools here. Okay friends, we're ready to try this. I've got my 90-degree driver. Make sure you've got it in reverse, which it is. And I'm going to reach way up in here, like so, and I'm going to look through these holes. Now, to give you a view of what I'm about to do, I have put a light down inside here, and also I've put my phone camera in there. So hopefully you'll get a decent view of what I'm going to try to do here. Okay folks, now that I've got the part removed, it's easier now to unplug it. So I'm going to squeeze this little tab and pull the plug out. And there we have it. Okay friends, we've got the 2 parts on the bench. This is the old one, this is the new one. There's no danger of putting it in the wrong way. These teeth are in a particular pattern, so that can only go one way. And this little doohickey here is how it fits on. It's like keyed in. So we're ready to go ahead and attempt to install the new part. Now I'm not going to replace the original screws that came with. I don't like using Phillips screws. If those should become stripped, then you'd never get the thing out of there. So I'm going to put little 7mm hex screws in there. They're the same size, as just instead of being Phillips, they're a hex. Okay, now that I've switched over to a hex style screw, I'm going to put a little tiny piece of tape in the 7mm socket. And I'm going to insert the screw. And hopefully this will prevent the screw from popping out while I'm trying to install it. So let's give it a go. And also I've switched over to a different type of 90-degree tool. I'm using a 90-degree ratchet now. The new actuator is going to go straight up and down with the plug straight down toward the bottom. Now it's going to be kind of difficult to try to install it with your left hand looking through these little holes. So what I've done here is I've put the seat back as far as it'll go. I've put it in the reclined position as far as it'll go, and resting my feet up near the headrest and my head down underneath the dashboard, I'm hoping to be able to reach up with my right hand and get this in position. Now once I get it in position, I can go ahead and install the screws by looking through my little peepholes again. And like I keep saying, please no peephole joke. Okay, we haven't put any of the panels back on yet, but we've got the part installed and plugged in. So we're going to give it a try, see if we still get that click, click, click noise. So I'm putting the key on. I wait for the bell to stop ringing. And I'm going to turn on the heat. And voila, no more clicking. Let's see if it switches. It's blowing out down here. See if it switches to defrost. Yeah, it's switching to defrost. Let's see if it switches to up here. Yep, so it's working fine, no more clicking, so it looks like the job was a success. One quick little thing I want to mention before we put our panels back on and the glove compartment back on. Right here, this little cover right here goes to your cabin air filter. At this point, it's very easy to access. You just flick these two little things, the cover comes off. I'm not going to replace it now because I did replace it earlier this year. But you might want to pull this out, slip your cabin filter out, and replace it at this time. Be no better time to do it. So friends, I'm going to call this video done. All that remains is to put your little felt panel back in underneath, clip it in with new plastic rivets. Put your side panel back on that we removed, and reinstall your glove box. Do those in the reverse order, exactly the way you took them out. So I want to thank you once again for watching Rick's Garage. Before I go, I'm going to place two videos to your left. Feel free to click on one or the other should you find it of interest. And to your right will be a picture of my trusty avatar in the form of my German Shepherd. Feel free to click on that if you wish to subscribe. So thanks again for watching, and we hope to see you all again very, very soon.